Influencer lawsuits nowadays seem to pop up all the time. Usually when someone is being sued, it's for a valid reason, like let's say defamation. However, when a fan is suing a celebrity or influencer, it certainly raises some eyebrows and definitely puts a magnifying glass on the validity of their claims. I'm gonna get into all that in just a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor, please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Coming at number 10, DaBaby. Not only did rapper DaBaby slap a fan, but days later he got smacked himself with a lawsuit. Not his first either, although this fan celebrity lawsuit became a heated debate online. Upon watching the video from multiple angles, one side was arguing in defense of DaBaby, saying that the fan smacked him first with her phone as her flashlight was shining in the rapper's eyes. This makes much more sense in the way that he responds as well. He appears to be distracted by having this light in his eye, so he swings to knock whatever is doing that out of the way, inadvertently slapping the woman holding her phone inches from his face. Now that being said, in defense of the plaintiff, he smacked her extremely hard and then without even an apology, he just walked away like nothing even happened. That is totally unacceptable behavior. The woman that was slapped also claimed that she wasn't even the one that bopped him with the phone and that she was simply standing beside that person. She ended up suing for battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and other damages. In number 9, Taylor Swift. A lot of fans of celebrities will try to get their attention through tweets, fan art, or maybe a gift, but for Russell Godfrey Greer, he took a much more unusual approach. Greer recorded a love song for Taylor Swift and decided to sue the pop star on the grounds that he not only deserves her attention, but has a legal right to it. Unfortunately for him, Taylor's managers put the kibosh on this love song very early, which only enraged the fan further. He believed that if Taylor could accept other gifts given to her, then why would this song not be allowed? I don't know, maybe because it was creepy? I don't know, just a thought. He even wrote a book called Why I Sued Taylor Swift and How I Became Falsely Known as Frivolous, Litigious, and Crazy. Perhaps the best review of his book was by this person who said, "A crazy stalker's quest to sue Taylor Swift into having a date with him. Interesting because it's written by the stalker himself and not a third party intending to make the stalker look crazy. Cut out the middleman, get the insanity straight from the source." In at number 8, Louis Tomlinson. When the band One Direction became famous, few had watched the paparazzi, and fans for that matter, go as crazy as they did with these boys. I can't even imagine how annoying that would get after years and years of people sticking a camera in your face everywhere you go, from the airport to the hotel lobby. Even so, that is no excuse for attacking your fans. While Louis and his girlfriend were strolling through LAX, the paparazzi spotted them and tried to get a good shot of the couple. This, however, only alerted fans that there was a celebrity in their vicinity. One Direction fan Anna Barcera was sitting off to the side with her friend when she started recording them. I suppose Louis' girlfriend didn't appreciate this, and as she tried to wrestle the phone from Anna, Louis saw this and he rushed over, knocking the fan to the ground, and when she tried to get up, he punched her right in the eye. And there's photos to prove that. In at number 7, Sum 41. I don't care what anyone says, I'm calling this lawsuit the $6 million hot dog. Way back in 2004, the band Sum 41 was smacked with a big lawsuit by a man named Michael Sudor from Rochester, New York. The band was attending a minor league baseball game in the area while shooting footage for their bonus DVD extras that would be included with their CD Does This Look Infected. In the video taken at the game, you'll see once fan Michael Sudor getting a hot dog thrown at him. Sudor sued the band because he was unaware that he would be getting his 15 minutes of DVD extras fame in such a way. He claimed that since being insulted on camera by the band like that, he has lost clients from his home improvement business, and not only that, but he sued for significant psychological trauma as well. In at number 6, Snoop Dogg. This is perhaps one of the most reasonable fan celebrity lawsuits. The plaintiff, Richard Monroe Jr., was attending a Snoop Dogg concert, and when Snoop stepped into the audience, Richard believed that this was his moment to hug his idol. As he rushed over to meet his favorite artist, a team of Snoop's security rushed in from the wings and tackled Monroe to the ground, resulting in major injuries. He was knocked unconscious, dragged off stage, and later woke up on the ground with a swollen face while laying in a pool of his own blood. Not exactly how you would expect a Snoop Dogg concert to end. Richard sued for $22 million in damages, but was awarded just under $500,000. While the jury felt for him, they also believed that Snoop shouldn't be to blame for this. Apparently, because he was in the courtroom so many times with Snoop Dogg, they actually ended up becoming close friends. Odd way to end that story, but hey, at least it ends on a happy note. In at number 5, Justin Bieber. When you're as big as a celebrity as Justin Bieber, it's only a matter of time before someone somewhere finds a reason to sue you. For Justin, he's been sued a few times, some for good reason and others that are just plain ridiculous. This one sort of falls down the middle. In 2013, he was being sued by a woman that claimed her eardrums broke due to all of these screaming fans at a concert. The mother, whose name is Stacey Betts, initially filed the lawsuit without a lawyer to back her up, and even though she asked the court to dismiss her case, she still believes that she was in the right. After taking her daughter to a Bieber concert in July of 2010, she claimed that her hearing had been permanently damaged, which is simultaneously a great roast joke on Justin Bieber, like his music was so bad that it made her go deaf. Imagine that was her defense, guarantee the judge would have been, little bit more on her side. First she sued Bieber, then his label, then the concert promoter, and then finally she sued the arena themselves for $9.23 million in damages. As I mentioned though, this case was dismissed and never really materialized into anything more. In number 4, Beyonce. Yes, even Queen Bee isn't immune to being sued by her fans. As much as people love Beyonce, they still don't like being trampled at her concerts. In 2013, 2 Cook County women sued Beyonce in the United Center and Live Nation after being trampled on their way into the Chicago concert. They were lined up several hours before, but another gate opened, causing the crowd to shift, leading to the Beyonce fans getting run over by eager concert goers. According to the lawsuit, one woman broke her ankle while the other was knocked unconscious. As a result, they were smacked with hefty medical bills, and one of the women lost time from work. Within the lawsuit, they claimed that the security for the event did nothing to avoid the disaster and failed to even use the most basic common sense in considering the safety of the large crowd that had assembled. In at number 3, Usher. Usher is a successful American R&B pop star who first began making music at the age of 15. Now at 42 years old, he has quite the illustrious career, and whether you're a fan of his or not, you definitely will recognize his influence. I mean, he was the main reason Justin Bieber even rose to fame in the first place. Although sadly in 2017 he became famous for a much different reason. Usher had a lawsuit filed against him by 3 fans of his who claimed the singer gave them all herpes. Although he never made a public statement in regards to this celebrity fan lawsuit, he is known by some for being accused of this before. Previously in 2012, an unnamed plaintiff sued Usher over a similar matter for which he settled out of court for $1.2 million. And if that doesn't scream guilt, I don't know what else does. In at number 2, Chris Brown. During a party hosted by Chris Brown at the Fiesta nightclub in San Jose, California, gunfire erupted at the end of the show. 5 people were shot and one of them decided to sue the singer as well as the venue. NBC Bay Area News reported that lawyers for Paul Briley, 22, claimed the college student suffered a permanent injury to his foot when he was shot at Chris Brown's Capricorn Bash at the Fiesta nightclub on Monterey Highway early on the morning of January 11th. The craziest thing though is that there was footage of this incident online. The fan sued Chris and the club to recuperate his lost earnings from medical expenses and a variety of other damages, including post-traumatic stress disorder from being shot. Last but certainly least, in our number 1 spot, Miley Cyrus. Now in 2009, we all still had fond memories of Miley Cyrus simply being known as Hannah Montana, although soon enough that Disney-fied image would be flipped on its head when this photo came out. Now Miley claimed that this photo with friends was simply her making a silly face, but it's quite clear what was really going on here. The photo led a Los Angeles woman named Lucy J. Kim to file a $4 billion lawsuit against the pop star. Kim said that the photo violated the civil rights of Asian Pacific Islanders. Furthermore, Kim claimed that the payment would be doled out to each of the Pacific Islanders in the LA County, which is roughly 1 million people who she believed deserved about $4,000 each from this traumatizing photo. Cyrus, who was 16 at the time, insisted that the photo was taken out of context, but regardless of her excuse, she apologized if it offended anyone. 9 months later, the lawsuit was dropped. Also, just for a frame of reference here, that $4 billion that she was asking for is absolutely insane. Cyrus was only worth about $160 million at the time, which is barely 4% of what she asked for. So I don't know how she expected to get that. And that has been the top 10 influencers that were sued by their fans, but before we get out of here, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "Maskless Karen Fired from Job After Coughing on People." Shanna Martinez says, "Glad she got fired, she shouldn't go around coughing on people." Very true. Very true, you should not do that. Do not do that. Hey, don't do that. 1983 Zoe says she's lucky that getting fired was her only problem. She'd have lost some teeth doing that to the wrong person, that's for sure. Never mind her job. Yeah, she's very lucky that she didn't get physically harmed in that interaction, because it was super strange the way she was so forward with doing that, expecting that there would be no recourse for that. Bear and Mama says, "I've seen 5-year-olds behave better. Her actions say so much about her as a person." Very true. I have seen kids act better than this one. Julie B says, "The company was right in firing her. Do stupid things, get stupid prizes." I love that saying so much because it holds so much truth to it. Kim says, "Trying to understand a Karen's behavior is one of the things that is impossible for us to do in the world." It is. It's just like, why are you so entitled? Where does this come from? And maybe it's the fact that we don't want to dive too deep into it. I feel like we could understand it if we really tried to, but is it worth our time? Is it? But folks, that is all the time that we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.